We go side by side, and a dozen years and 5 centimeters separates these two.
Striking, grappling, and cage control. The experience goes to Yoshitaka Naito.
Great fight. Let's go. Go on.
Here we have Yoon Da-yoon and Nam Eun-ju telling us round 1 of the first ever title fight in all of Myanmar is about to go down. We've got Pashio in red, Naito in blue, and we are underway. Nobita moving forward, very aggressive, nice and relaxed is Pashio.
This could be a very nervous fight for...
This fight is brought to you by FNI, assuring peace of mind, the essence of life.
This could be a very nervous fight for Joshua Pashio, as you know, he's up against someone that's undefeated with more experience than him. But you know, he wants to get this fight, he wants to get this belt. He's going to take it to Yoshitaka.
Good movement displayed by both fighters. Pashio is moving forward now, nice and relaxed.
Throwing those leg kicks, throwing that body shot there. You know, he's going to be throwing out a lot of strikes during this fight, and Yoshitaka is going to have to move around and try and catch one of those legs, but they are so fast.
Yeah, they are coming with lightning fast speed as Pashio attempts a body shot there.
Another kick misses. Yoshitaka Naito is diving in for a takedown.
Good sprawl by Pashio. Nobita's been focusing a lot on his hands, and also he's been working a lot on his lateral movement, and it's on display right now. He's moving very well as he dives in for a single leg, and Pashio is showing great takedown defense, Peter.
I mean, for Yoshitaka, this could be like first round nerves, but I don't think so really. Maybe he's just a little bit tired, I'm not sure. That was a fantastic kick by Joshua Pashio there, and it really caused some damage, I'm sure. Now.
Nice jabs thrown by Naito. I like that. I'd like to see him put these combinations together instead of just diving for these takedowns. Yeah. Put some punches together and then follow it up with a single leg.
Naito did good with those few strikes before he attempted that takedown. And again, the takedown, he's like, he's changing level and diving in, but he's doing it at such a distance that it's becoming like too easy to read. And there you go, wushu spinning back kick there from Joshua Pashio. And, you know, this is what's exciting about this fight. 2 different styles and 2 undefeated fighters going at it in the cage, looking to get that belt and take it home.
You might as well throw a Facebook message at him, and before he lets him know that it's coming, because he's diving right in and announcing that the takedown is coming. He's got to put something together to disguise that takedown a little better, Peter.
Or at least drive him to the cage. If he drives into the cage, Joshua has nowhere to go, and you can shoot in like that, and it's not going to be a problem at all, unless Joshua throws one of his knees up. And, you know, Joshua is happily throwing strikes. He's in the center of the cage, and Yoshitaka is he's being a bit nervous with his striking. He's not going in all the... He's not going all out, I don't think, but, you know, this is a 5-round fight, so maybe these guys are keeping a little bit back for the later rounds.
Yeah, Naito said he believes this fight is going to go into the championship rounds because he knows just how explosive Pashio is, but he's never been in a 5-round fight. This is the first time Pashio's been fighting in a 5-round title fight. And
you're right, Pashio is extremely explosive. He just, you know, scrubbed off one of those takedowns, and he had his back against the cage after a reshoot from Yoshitaka, and he pushed the fight away, and they're both standing up back in the center of the cage again. Well, you know, there's an age difference, and 32 versus 20. When you hit the 30s, everything starts to go downhill. Big, strong left hand from Joshua there. Pashio maybe coming away on the striking here a little bit, but we saw some good jabs from Yoshitaka, and there you go, a jab from each of them. Head kick from Joshua. Let's see if they can put more combinations together instead of single strikes. Spinning back kick. Joshua really knows when he's got that distance down. That's the wushu thing. He is certain he can get that kick in. He just spins, turns around, and doesn't worry about another takedown from such a great distance there from Naito, and you know, he's telegraphing that, and Joshua just stuffs it. Big overhand from Joshua there, just glances off the shoulder.
Pacquiao is doing a great job in showcasing some tremendous takedown defense, and that is probably the last place in the world he wants to be as he's consistently pushing forward. He's moving well. This is a young fighter who is actually living up to the moment.
He is hungry. He is truly, truly hungry. And I think that's the difference between a 20-year-old and our 32-year-old Naito as we move into the second round.
Overall, we got to be wondering, I mean, is, you know, Naito going to change things up? But look at this sprawl right here. Just easily sees it coming, sprawls his hips back, the pressure applied, and answers right back with some significant strikes.
Big leg kick there as well. Yeah, again, stuffing those takedowns, no problem. Nice left hook after that stuff. Another attempt stuffed here. We can see that Yoshitaka Naito is having a real trouble trying to get this fight to the ground.
Here we are getting ready to start round number 2 of this 5-round strawweight world title fight.
Fight!
We know Naito's game plan, single leg takedown, drag this fight to the ground.
It doesn't appear to be working too well. There are too many takedown stuffs going on here, too much sprawling happening from Joshua Pacquiao. And, oh, again, same thing, knees happening there. I just saw Naito's face. He does appear to have taken some damage from some of the strikes. Yes, you can see clearly there. There's a little bit of damage on Naito's right-hand side. Joshua Pacquiao quite happily throwing in jabs. Yeah, if he just gets one takedown, though, might that change the whole fight?
It could, but you got to keep in mind these guys are starting to get slippery, and as explosive as Pacquiao is, he might be able to pop right back up. But there's that single leg. Now he's got that. Is this the only takedown he needs to finish the fight? Look at the hip control. The way that he controls the hips and keeps his opponents from getting away is very impressive. We saw that in the title win by Naito.
Look, he's got him down. He's pressuring him. You know, he's got one leg trapped, but otherwise he's going to try and pass that leg right now. Naito is doing a good job of working from that takedown in order to throw some ground control into the cage right now. He's going to try and pass the guard and then throw in some ground and pound, but Joshua Pacquiao is doing a good job of throwing elbows from that position where he's on his back, and you know, he's getting some strikes in and causing some damage. He's pushing away on the shoulders. Naito's still trapped with that one leg there. You know, that's not going to be beneficial for him. He wants to try and jump over that. And Joshua Pacquiao continues to strike from that position, and it looks to be quite effective. Now in the guard, it's changed position again. Joshua Pacquiao doing a good job. A guillotine attempt, not very deep at all, so you know, the crowd went a bit wild for that. But you know, Naito working the position as best he can. He's got the hand on the hip. He's trying to control the hips of Joshua, but now he's going for ground and pound. He might like to sit up a little bit more so he can get more power into his ground and pound, but maybe he's a bit afraid of what Joshua Pacquiao can do from that position.
The way that he's controlling the hips and is able to keep Pacquiao in this position is really impressive, but Pacquiao's doing all the right things. He's trying to push away, he's trying to create space, but Naito just gets so tight and so close.
He even tried a Kimura sweep at one point there, did Pacquiao. However, his back is firmly on the mat, and also Naito is pressing all of his weight down on him, so you won't be able to do it now. Those elbows, however, are very sharp and nasty, and that might do some significant damage and make Naito want to just stand up and get out of this position. Joshua Pacquiao has him stuck in his guard right now and is striking from guard. Something I like to do, actually, but kicks him away to get back up into his stand-up game.
See, Naito was on top there, but Joshua was the one that was doing all the damage.
Indeed, and you know, when Joshua decided to get back up, he got back up. So, you know, Naito is going to have to work hard again to get another takedown, you know, that's going to be able to get the fight to the ground and keep it there. 17 it could be. How many win streaks are Team Lakai on right now, Mitch?
They just got their 16th win in a row from Kevin Bellagong. Can you imagine if the 20-year-old undefeated fighter becomes Team Lakai's first world champion?
I couldn't believe that. I would not be happy. He would get, you know, Shark Tanked on Monday for getting that belt, and none of the more senior veteran fighters having it instead.
They'll have a parade in Baguio if he does become the first world champion.
For sure they will. For sure they will. Again, Naito trying to push the fight up against the cage, but Pasio coming back with a lovely strike there that really rocked him. Sprawling, slamming him down on the ground. Again, Naito's attempts at takedowns are just getting squashed.
I'm sorry, Peter. Onario Benario was the first Team Lakai world champion, but Joshua Pasio could be the second if the fight continues to go in this way.
Indeed, it could be the case. He's got that single leg again, and it's the single legs that really do make a difference from a close range. Okay, now we're up against the cage. Joshua Pasio throwing in those elbows. He's trying to get the neck there, possibly, but it's the last 10 seconds of the round, so it's going to be difficult to do anything from these positions that both of the fighters in. Naito had an unsuccessful round there, pretty much, of takedowns. However, there was one instance where he did get the fight to the ground, but he got, unfortunately, beaten up by Pasio.
He was getting all the strikes from the bottom, striking from the guard is something you said you like to do. Let's take a look at some of the past action in that round.
See that single leg, head on the inside, turning around, you know, continuing to turn clockwise in order to get the fight to the ground until Pasio's arm gave way, staying in position, pressuring the hips down from Naito there in Pasio's guard. Pasio does some really nice striking there. He does some punches. He did some really hard elbows. I saw those earlier. Those will really have caused some bad damage for Naito.
Pasio was the more active one. I don't know if the takedown scored as many points, but at this point of the fight, would you agree that Pasio is winning?
I would totally agree. Yes, Naito got the fight to the ground, but he didn't do anything from that position that was dominant.
There you have it. Round 3 is about to get started. There's Pasio looking very fresh. There's Naito looking a little bit tired as he rushes in. Let's see if the game plan changes for either one of these fighters, but they're both doing exactly what we thought they would do.
I mean, this is really exciting. We're in the 3rd round of the straw weight world championship fights right here. And, you know, everything is on the line. Naito has the belt, wants to take it home, but Pasio is 20 years old. He's hungry. He wants to be the 2nd belt holder in Team Lakai and wants to keep that 17 Team Lakai win streak going.
If it does go to 17, it's not 17 yet, Peter. Right now it's at 16. Let's not jump to conclusions because we've got a world-class fighter in there, Naito, defending his world championship.
He's doing everything he can to do that. He's doing so many takedown attempts. You know, they may not be translating into like damage or like big points of ground control. However, he is really trying to get this fight to the ground and finish it with his style. Yeah, a lot of the takedowns are being blocked right now by Joshua Pasio. And I think that's generally because he shoots in from too far away and makes it too obvious. They're telegraphed. But he does like this close range, single leg. They're right in front of us now, cage side. You see, he just spins around. Very good wrestling there.
Beautiful takedown. Now he's got the
rear naked choke. Rear naked choke.
Under the chin.
That is deep. That is so deep. Oh my goodness. How things change so quickly.
Out of nowhere, Yoshitaka Naito slaps on the rear naked choke to win the strawweight world title, defending his belt here in Myanmar.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. What a turnaround right at the end. It was that one takedown that made all the difference. And it's just, you know, being able to get that ground control. You know, he's here, he's got that hook in on one side, and he got it really, really deep. He put it on top of the shoulder, and then he dug the arm in. He doesn't even have 2 hooks in now. He's got the body lock, the body triangle. That was deep, and Joshua Pacquiao's face, it was a look of sadness there, as he knew he'd lost every hope of winning that.
What a beautifully lightning fast transition into the rear naked choke displayed by Naito. Nobita comes away when we thought he was down. Peter already thought that the belt was going home to Baguio, but out of nowhere, Nobita slaps on the rear naked choke and continues his undefeated streak.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Yuji Shimada, has put a stop to the fight after 1 minute and 33 seconds in the third round. For your winner, by way of rear naked choke submission, and still one strawweight world champion, Yoshitaka Naito!